All right, good evening, everyone. You are welcome to today's presentation, today's class, today's tour. I maintain that I am your tour guide. So let me share my screen immediately and we are going to begin. So today we are just going to be handling, GPT. Okay, so I want someone to confirm that my screen is visible. Sorry, I'm using one screen today.
Yes, it is
So,
visible, sir.
all right, thank you. So I will be needing voice listening because I'm using one screen today. Yeah, I traveled. I'm currently in Abuja. Some of you might be wondering where I where I'm on suit
No
today.
wonder.
So yeah, I came to Abuja to participate in National Engineering Award. So it's something that started around April, different stages, and at least I was able to make it to the final stage. So today was the final presentation. The result is not yet out. So we are five finalists out of numerous people from different zones and different states that applied. Um, so I'm just coming into the hotel with my suit. So yeah, so let's continue. That's on a lighter note. Today we are going to be talking about custom GPT-2. We have talked about custom GPT before. Again, we are going to always remind ourselves, including what's going to be happening in this class, um, what AI can do, and when we realize it, we then go ahead and explore what we can make AI do. Again, our classes always on Tuesdays and Thursdays, very easy to remember, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So today we are going to be handling custom GPTs, and unlike the other one, the previous class, we are just looking at custom GPT, what they are. Today we are going to drill down how they work, and we are going to take a case study, and I want to launch you guys to the full power of AI. So today's class is going to be about empowerment. So that at the end of the day, if after today's class, you don't feel like, wow, man, let me go and conquer the world, it means I've wasted my time, right? When I say that you are the commander-in-chief in the first class, and that's exactly what I'm saying, is going to be revealed while we go on this talk. So let us look at, again, let's just refresh, a quick recap, okay? We talked about custom GPTs as specialized version of ChatGPT, specialized version of ChatGPT that are built for particular tasks. So if you are playing the AI, there are people that are just going to be using AI generally. But if you are in this class and you actually enrolled for CodeCamp 5X, I don't think I'm going to give you a certificate for you to go and be doing what millions of people are doing. I need to do something different. So we are going to be revealing a lot of things, because ChatGPT is general, but in fact, a lot of people don't know about what we're going to discuss today. I remember in the last class, I said the way OpenAI started, you have GPT-0, you have 1 point something, you have 2, now we're in GPT-5. Let me explain, right? Because people are not paying attention to what's going on. I think I'll take a leap. I'll take a leap from Android. When Android came out, I think I mentioned it. Like everybody was allowed to put games, and that's why it's called Play Store. You majorly games. People download games. Upload your own. Allow people to test it. So it's an open source. So people don't get to pay for your game. They download it and play it free of charge. So what that created was an opportunity for people to explore their programming skills, build games and everything, get reviews, and keep on improving on it. You can bear with me that Android, which is the OS that runs the the smartphone, okay, move from different versions and all that. Right now, the Play Store that you knew about 10 years ago is no longer the Play Store now, because big players are even on the Play Store. Facebook would have gone out of business if they don't buy into having their app on the Play Store so that you can download it officially, especially those that are using Android phone. Um, every bank, if you have a bank, will pay money point and everything. So they know that they are going to lose their customers if they don't put it in two places. Number one is, of course, Apple Store. And number two is Play Store. Play Store has come to stay, right? But that was not the original. There was no, Play Store that kind of monetized or commercialized stuff. Now, Play Store has a lot of commercialized products. There's still free products, by the way, but there are a lot of commercialized products. They are equally products of hybrid that you download. They call it freemium. You start with the free version and then you migrate to the paid version and all that. So what Google has done with this is to create an ecosystem. Right now, before now, anybody can build game and upload, but to go and try to, because Codehouse, my company, is equally into software development, specifically mobile app development. So right now, the requirement for us to remain on Play Store as developer is increasing. I mentioned Duns and Bradstreet. They had to take us down, and we are forced to go. And Duns and Bradstreet see it as like global CAC that validates every company. Imagine the level that's common to have an account to be able to upload, apps has started demanding that you get some level of statutory requirements. And this is equally what we are now getting. In the GPT, GPT started like chat. Right now, we have an OpenAI GPT store. I hope we are connecting the story. What happened in Android is happening now. The smartest one amongst us, we know that it is in the nascent stage. Just like there were smart people in the golden era of disruption, where smartphone, this is why BlackBerry actually went down, because they didn't see a transformation coming. So let that not be your portion. GPT, ChatGPT, and all that is coming, and people don't even know what's going on. And that's why we are here. So GPT Store is an online marketplace created by OpenAI. A lot of people don't know this. Where people can discover, share, and use custom GPT, okay? Specialized version of GPT that are built for a particular task. Remember, I mentioned particular tasks in the previous slide. What you can find in GPT Store, okay, things that has to do with writing, coding, it helps developers to modify, create, generate, manage codes and stuff. Language tutoring, studying tools, business automation, creative generation. So we have a lot of them. These are few of them. Okay, so why are we here today? Throughout the next how many minutes, I am going to take everybody on a journey, and that journey is going to be about creating a custom GPT. So we are going to be looking at, assuming you want to create this thing, what do I do? So that should be the objective. Nobody should go out of this, because I always have, every single day, I have something I want you to go home with, right? So let's select a niche. So for me, for the purpose of demo, I want us to select a niche agro-based, okay? So assuming I want to select a niche, remember we said custom GPTs solve specific problems, right? So for this class, I'm going to go through the journey. If I do this, or while I'm doing this, I want everybody to start imagining what you can make AI do. Because a lot of people are going to be seeing something I'm going to show you here for the first time, right? How do we start? Let's go to the next slide. Now, I want to create a custom GPT based on agro, right? Agro-based. I don't even know where to start, right? I don't know where to start. And I want to even launch it so that people can use it in the custom GPT download. It's no longer going to be part. So Like every other person, they can search my own GPT and download it and start using. So that's the major reason why we are having this particular session. So if I don't even know where to start, why can't I start with a prompt? Applying some of the principles that we see. There is no lesson that we are doing here that is actually isolated. So everything is a build-up. People are going to notice how you're going to be, because the next assignment I'm going to give is going to be based on niches. I want everybody to like, okay, how can I create GPT in my own? But just follow through. If you listen carefully, you're going to understand where we are headed. So this is what I did. Like I say, hands-on. I don't want to like go to this thing because it will be easier for me to use the slides to kind of demonstrate, because this is still a demo. Okay, because if I take this thing I'll be jumping from one um uh window page and tabs to another one. So just follow the story. So I'm asking myself now, I I I don't even know where to start, right? So I am like you, no clue, nothing, but I want to build a customized GPT. I said, okay, please document a comprehensive step-by-step guide to creating a custom GPT targeted at variety of Nigerian agro-based interests, including individual customers, farmers, suppliers, researchers, investors, logistics company, government, and MDA means ministry, department, and agencies. So if in case you see MDA somewhere else, okay, to solve the problem of sourcing all available information that will help facilitate all kinds of agro-based operation. This prompt is very, very, very succinct. I am specific. Okay. So what am I teaching with this? Before you don't just go and dump prompts. A prompt can take you like 3 days to build. Okay. Build it. You don't, people are always in a hurry to drop prompts. So one thing you're going to learn in this class is that even the prompt is part of the skill in GPT. So in the whole large language model, of course, by extension AI. So once you are going to learn that even a GPT I can build a GPT for 3 days. Because I'm not in a hurry. This is a big project I want to start. Why do I want to, drop the prompts in 5 seconds, in 5 minutes, in even 1 hour? I will go and come back, look at it. Do I need to add something? I'll begin to refine it and everything. So this document, sorry, this prompt, I have modified it, though this is actually the final one. So trust me, I took my time to do it. I've deleted. There was one that was kind of too long. I said, this is not going to like convey my message. Listen, what is the action point here? Document a comprehensive step-by-step guide. Like I said, I want to develop a GPT. I don't even have any idea. So guide me to create a custom or GPT. Now, you see, the personas now targeted at variety of Nigeria agro-based interests. But that's not enough. So let me kind of give you an idea of my target. So some people can actually stop at agro-based interest. You're not going to get the same results as someone that say including individual customers, farmers, suppliers, researchers, all these things. Now, why? What is the essence? To solve the problem of sourcing all available information. I want to take over, like, I want to be a go-to place when you talk about agriculture in Nigeria. That's how big you can think with GPTs, ChatGPT, AI, and everything. Think big. You are the commander-in-chief. AI will not produce this prompt. You are the one. You are, some people are beginning to realize that it is more of you, than the AI tool. Gradually, I think people begin to say, oh, is this what it's all about? Yes, it's more about you. So if you see, it is not AI that developed this prompt for me. Okay. So some people, you want AI to do something. Please don't just go and tell AI, develop a prompt. You are the one that will develop a prompt. Of course, ChatGPT will not say no, it will give you something. Right? I saw it in some of our assignments, but what are you doing? They give you like maybe 3 days? Why can't you use 1 hour to kind of calm down? Why are we all where are you rushing to? Because you are here to learn and unlearn also the wrong things you have learned, and then you replace it with the actual information you need. Now, it broke it down into phases, right? We are going right straight into it. I needed a guide. So what we are going to go through here is a guide. So begin to imagine your own area of interest. I just took agriculture out from nowhere. Okay, let's go on. So for the phase one, you broke it into steps. So step one is that you need to define your core mission. Okay, write it as maybe a one-sentence mission or something. Keep the system keep in the system prompt. So it's going to be part of the prompt. Pitch deck, documentation. This can equally be uploaded as a document. Remember, GPT helps. This is an example. It's giving me example from the prompt I gave it. So it's saying this video helps anyone involved in Nigerian agriculture quickly discover accurate, up-to-date, and actionable information across government programs, finance, research, markets, and logistics for any agro-based operation. Fantastic. This means that it's actually understood. Remember, I told you that you have to wear the cap of someone that is talking to an expert that will give you an answer. So you have to be open to kind of give it certain information. Decide the geographic scope, okay? You need to decide the value chain coverage, the language. You can even see, are you building this for Nigeria? Okay, yes, fine. That's the default because from what you said, it's for Nigerian, targeted at what's Nigeria. So you can see you're going to allow for referencing global best practice and adapt them to Nigeria. This is fine because agriculture did not really, as we know it today, did not really start with Nigeria. The value chain is it, look at the value chain, inputs like raw materials, production, planting, if it's animal husbandry, there are different kinds of production, rearing chicken, even fish and everything. They are all part of agro, but it's more like on the animal side of it, which is animal husbandry, and the plants, storage, processing, logistics, market, export. You can see it's even added exports. I missed it. So language, you see, it knows that we speak English as default, but you can equally plan for Nigerian pidgin and local terms like Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo. Now, what is it telling you? Remember, in GPT, there is a place for dictation, and there is also a place for what? Voice. So you can actually have a conversation. So imagine if somebody is using your GPT and using pidgin to communicate. You have built a custom GPT. It's not the general GPT. So you see, it's giving you those things that you need to consider when you are building your custom GPT. Still under phase one. The step two is to define your stakeholder persona. I mentioned some of them, right? So these are just samples. So you can go back and begin to define your persona. For instance, if you look at number one, individual consumers, when persona, for people that did UI, UX and everything, you are defining the users like different this persona is the name that is used generally, okay? People that will use the product at various levels. There could be administrators, that have overall access. There could be users and all that. So example of things that might interest them is that where can I buy, like individual customer, you can define his interest as where to buy safe, affordable food products like rice, garri, poultry in my city. That could be his concern. So what does the food label NAFDAC number mean? These are examples. Is the product locally produced or imported? There are more. These are just few examples. So while you are trying to build your custom GPT, it is worth it to take this individual and say, what could be the concern of consumers? It's not going to stop at this three. You understand? So you can see this is a full project, okay? Farmers, okay? Farmers might be looking for best practices, okay? by crop, by zone, like planting calendars, input pest and everything. The location that does well for a particular crop or something. How to access government subsidy might be part of their issue. Requirement for supply contracts. Okay, like I produce 5,000 chicken. I need to supply them. Some of them are even dying in my hands and all that. Some of them are overgrown or something like that. So that might be a concern for a farmer. How to comply also with some statutory requirements might be. For suppliers, okay, they might want to know the cluster of the demand by state, by local government, by community and everything, because it serves its purpose to be able to identify where some of these things can be supplied and other regulation for selling seeds, fertilizers, agrochemicals, because they are suppliers. Are there regulations against importing or something? You know, you can come to this GPT that we are trying to build and solve that problem. How to participate in government programs can be the people's concern. So it is defining each of the persona for researchers, right? I think the researcher's interest is maybe to find relevant institutions that do a particular, because there are some institutions that are based on cassava and all that. So summary of key studies, they might be interested in the last study that was done or discovered before they carry out their own. So links to research options, outputs. So idea journals and stuff like that, that this GPT that I'm going to build can help researchers get accurate information about what they want to do. You have investor and finance institution, value chain mapping to target community. So it's defining the personas. Logistics companies, okay, where are production clusters? Now, while the supplier is looking for demand cluster, logistics company is looking for what? The production cluster, storage facility, because they move things from one location to the other, okay, to serve the purpose of uh, demands coming from people that process, or even the farmer to move it from the point of production to the point of processing and preservation as well. So MDAs, okay, what could be their this thing? They are equally interested in the value chain. They are interested in designing program. So something like maybe fertilizer, e-wallet, scheme and everything. They're equally interested in monitoring and evaluation indicators. So a government agency might want to know what is happening, how many cassava, just have like a dashboard of crops, animals. So it will help the government to plan appropriately to support farmers to whatever. So these are personas. This thing, you can see that I took time to talk about this. Now let us move to phase two. Now we are done with the whole mission and all that. Phase two is looking at what? Design the knowledge data strategy. Now people are beginning to know what it means to build a sample GPT, right? So you need to know how to. Of course, I'm going to share this presentation so that you can see, you can take this information and apply it in your own area of interest. You need to map the information domain. You need to create a matrix like production, agronomy, input services, policies and programs, finance and risk, market and pricing, research, innovation, policies and infrastructure. Go and design what we call the knowledge and data strategy. This is not all, right? I just mentioned the area. The step 4 is you need to identify the authoritative Nigerian sources. Remember, at the beginning, I said I'm going to build this thing for Nigerian audience. So what is going to make my GPT special is I'm going to go to those things, source the information that might not be in general GPT. So part of it is equal identifying the authorities, because GPT might be hallucinated. There's what they call artificial intelligence hallucination. I'm going to talk about hallucination very soon. It's a very funny phenomenon, but it happens. So something like Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria. Okay, you have NISA. So I don't know whether this NISA is part of the hallucination. Okay, let me just mention hallucination is when GPT begins to give you something that doesn't exist. So Nigeria agricultural. So when you even get this thing, go and See, this GPT can take you like 3 weeks to build though. I just want you to know that it's something that you sit down and do. Because at the end, what if you want to use it and make money? I'm going to talk about that one later. Bank of Agriculture, very good. I know Bank of Agriculture. Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, Agricultural and Rural Management Training Institute. See, imagine if you wanted to build this, and I can assure you, you don't even know that some of these MDAs exist. Trust me. State ministries of agriculture, okay, you have academic and research output. You don't go to the universities, some of the centers and everything. So market this thing, market and price data source. Commodity exchange is your source. Market information services, okay. I don't know what FEWS type mean. When you have something like this, you go to GPT without history, just dump it there and say, just give me the minute of this. Okay, for your first version, you see, it's guiding. Remember, it's now telling you for your first version, pick 10 to 20 high quality, stable sources and upload their PDF or HTML reports as reference documents. You see now, this is the key thing. This is what we call customizing, because it's going to help people to kind of get the information. I say all kinds, variety of information, all operations within the agro-based distance. So there's some work there, right? Now, still under phase two, this phase two is giving you the requirement for the technical. We're going to move to the technical aspect very soon. You need to structure your internal knowledge base. Internal is within. So you need to draft what we call a schema. Schema is just a structure. You're going to be hearing it in database, database schema and everything, just a structure. Now, metadata fields, okay, are very important. For instance, you can have a metadata for user type. You can even, because when you have this thing, they can be vectorized. I'm going to talk about vector very soon. Value chain stage. So this helps you to kind of remember this is a large language model and it has a lot of vectors. It helps you to map. Remember, computer does not understand this language. Everything that is happening here is bunch of ones and zeros. Okay, for those that don't know. Okay. So one of the things LLM has done is to break, I said it before, our operating system as a human being, as human beings is our language, you communicate with each other. So that's why large language model is very key, is very disruptive, because they've broken that operating system of man. So, but they didn't break it the way we think. What I'm showing you now is actually what helps it because of this mapping, right? Live, is it livestock? Is it crop? It gives you some kind of mapping. Location, okay, is another kind of metadata. Source type, is it policy? Is it program guideline? Is it research? Is it market data? Is it extension reflect? Valid from, valid to. Some things are outdated. Don't go and upload 1986 documents that was kind of scrapped in 1992. So if it was valid from 1980 to 1992, it was valid from 1980 to 1992 so that it becomes part of the metadata. So that if somebody wants to do history of how this thing metamorphosed from that, it can equally refer to the document. So don't totally throw it away. Okay. Document types, okay. Is it a short document? Is it short? We'll call it knowledge card. Okay, you can build a knowledge card based on interest. So long documents, of course, you have this one. You can even download this one straight from the internet and just store it. We are going to see storage as well. So we are now moving to phase 3. Gradually, we have done some requirements. We are gradually going to talk about techniques and then the what's implementation. So let's talk about choose a technical approach or overall architecture. This is very important. So for the step 6, build, decide your build path. MVP can be a custom GPT, but you might have your eye on making it a website of your own. So you can start with the custom GPT. when you make it a website of your own, that doesn't mean that the engine does not still work with GPT. What you are doing that you are now creating an interface, right? You have tested it enough. Okay. Chat GPT, Open AI, because of what you build, it is your own, it's your account that used to build that custom GPT. There's a way you can take the API. API is like a connector, okay? And then build your own website and use that API to still connect. So you can begin to advertise your, oh boy, there's this website that is, so people can understand a lot of advert that is going on now, one that can sing, one that can write book. You can begin to make sense, in what is going on, because there's no kind of knowledge, okay, that informed us of what's going on in that area. So now I am beginning to clear some of those, areas. Now, technically also, you need to look at what is the design of the system, okay? This is the brain of the agents. So this place is very important. Draft a system prompt that encodes, the prompt will encode the role and the scope. You are AgroGPT Nigeria, something like that. Okay, a domain specialized assistant focused on Nigerian agriculture value chain. Okay, you support individual farmers, user type. Now, this is what it is, the first one. The second one is who target audience are. I remember I mentioned it. So it listed all the target audience. Now, what is the root? Now, in terms of scope, please, I prefer Nigerian specific information over generic global content. You see, remember, my interest is to build an agro-based system for Nigeria, an agro-based AI stuff. Always name your source, okay, in terms of ensuring that the source is coming from, because anybody can write anything. Of course, we are in the age of information boom. Anybody can take off phone and put some things down, right? So what is the style? The prompt we encode a style that says it has to be clear, practical, non-jargon, provide checklists and stepwise guides as well. Use language accessible to non-technical users. Okay, adapt when the user is clearly an expert. So let the mode be flexible. It can graduate, it can transform seamlessly. So safety and limitation. This is very important. You notice that ChatGPT, it comes to a point where it says, sorry, I don't have enough information, but so this is almost like a disclaimer, right? Don't go and say I said this and everything. So you can equally structure your prompts in Code to have those kind of this when it's given out until it is fine-tuned and people can actually rely on it. Okay, there are certain promises you cannot make. Now let's go to phase 4. Now the real thing. We have built strategy, requirement, and blah, blah, blah. How do we now create a custom GPT? Okay. We are not going to run in this class. I'm just going to use this class to break down the steps, right? I think in the next class, we are going to build our own, or I'm going to force you to build your own in the next task, right? So any of them, you cannot just come here and listen. So I am giving information that is very, very important. Okay, let's go. Step 8, create a custom GPT inside Chat GPT. Remember, I mentioned that at some point you might take the API and build your own website, and then it will still be working. And now you begin to understand what I meant by there are people that build the infrastructure, there are people that build the model, there are people that provide a platform upon which people now build applications. So everything I said still stands correct. And I'm now showing you this level of application of it, because in this class we are interested in tools and application. We are not interested in writing the models or something like that. So name and description. You give it a name. Example, AgroGPT Nigeria. Okay. I don't know. You describe it an assistant that help Nigerian farmers, blah, 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 blah. You can now give it, a system prompt. Paste the system prompt you design in step 7. Okay. Now, add step 7 is in phase 2. When I share this document, you please follow this guide, probably the next assignment, and give me something very nice. So, instruction, paste the prompts, add explicit bullet points for each persona and example of the type of answer you expected. Okay. Now, the next thing you do is knowledge. This is where you see this number 3. I am challenging all of you. It takes time, right? You can find something small, but imagine if I take maybe a month to go through all the ministries, download all the documents, all the laws. I even download the Nigerian Constitution. You see, I am packaging. When I remember, I started this class by training you people on how to add files and everything. You can create a project, package these things. That is what is going to make it special, custom GPT for a particular task. So I want people to begin to understand this is the implementation. Upload documents, get program guide, bulletins. You can even upload a lot of websites so that when the search is going on, when the person clicks on a website, it will kind of go to that particular distance. Now we are building what this thing. Number 4, capabilities, right? You need to toggle on what we call web browsing as well, so that ChatGPT can pull recent information from some of the agencies, right? And then we code interpreter. For instance, there are some basic calculations, economics, net present value, return on investment, internal rate of return, payback period, and profit and loss calculation for accounting and everything. Okay, so allow code interpreter to be able to. If you have your own API, okay, something like agro price, you can plug in different APIs, into this is what will make your own custom GPT very thick. So that somebody that goes to ChatGPT generally and do a prompt and carry the same prompt and come to your custom GPT, the difference will be clear. That one will give you global general something. Conversation starter. Of course, I told you about, I am don't tell GPT you are I'm a cassava farmer, I'm an investor, I work in the ministry. These are conversation starter examples. You need to upload it as well. Phase 4, step 9. Test with your Nigerian city. Testing now, you are giving it prompt and seeing the answer is given based on what you have uploaded. Okay. Of course, you know the content of the document. You want to test whether this thing is able to go to this particular document you uploaded and get the information. These are tests, you can test it, Remember, this thing is powerful. It has over 100 billion parameters. It's crazy. Okay. An investor exploring the rights. These are just examples. Then, this is the hallucination I'm talking about. You need to log. Log is keeping a record of some of the issues. If the GPT starts hallucinating, like inventing programs that doesn't exist, that's what we call AI hallucination. So in case people don't know, can begin to, because he needed to give answer, I just go and pull up something. Doesn't exist, doesn't mean that it all of them doesn't exist. Maybe it will go to South Korea and bring a program and say this is a program done in Nigeria. Maybe because the person running the program in South Korea is a Nigerian-based PhD or master student. It go blah, 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 it takes it. So that's hallucination. Okay. If you miss some important Nigerian institution, for instance, okay, when you log it, why are you logging it? You might ask. You are logging it so that you can correct it. Okay. Does it give too generic or global answer? So these are logs that will make you fine-tune your GPT to give you the answer. Like this will guide you in adjusting, some of the prompts that I'm going to put in there. Design and build the full platform. When you are ready to go beyond GPT custom, of course, you can now take it to SaaS. SaaS is software as a service. You can equally get to a platform as a service. I think one of the cohorts my guy is already talking about a platform as a service. My hand no day because we we are just application users. So software as a service suits us, right? Well, if they build this platform as a service, we can actually create our own software. Okay, following these steps, okay. Now, number one, this is when you want to get to the next level. This is where you're going to need the likes of CodeHouse because we need to now integrate everything into a well-structured website. You can equally use prompts to see if you give, but if the prompt might give you something, but you still need a fine-tuning of an experienced developer. So the ChatGPT is going to even help, or any AI is going to help the developer to fine-tune whatever is giving. You have the database, the front end. So these are like core. I don't want us to dwell so much on this because I'm not trying to tell you to go and start up your own website and all that. So some people might be wondering what RAG is. RAG is retrieval augmented generation. Okay, implement it. Chunking content, break long documents into sections. You see, you have work to do. Attach metadata, okay, from the step 5. Embedding and indexing. This like mapping. It will help your vector. Here you can see store in your vector DB. Okay, DB means database with metadata. So what is a vector? I don't want to say I'm going to explain it later. A vector is simply a number that encodes information. So if you say Obi is a boy, I can transfer that Obi is a boy into numbers. So every language, what we're talking about, large language model, every language that everything ChatGPT is giving you is based on vector. Imagine vector that pass through different layers of back propagation, fine-tuning, weighting, and all those kind of things. So what is like some of these texts that I'm reading out now, the computer is seeing it as bunch of numbers that use matrix to relate with each other. When you can represent numbers, when you can encode anything, it could be image, it could be text, it could be what? Audio. As far as you can transfer it to numbers, what you are doing is you are turning it into a vector. And it is the calculation that actually gives us this English that we are speaking here. So because it maps number and know the probability of this particular value coming after the other one. So the embedding is very helpful. Query flow, okay. Each query, the test user role, okay. You give it those instructions. Use the query row location crop as a retrieval query for the vector DB. Okay. I've actually explained what vector DB means. Retrieve top K chunks. Go back to chunk. What do you mean? You break it down. Chunking content. Look at number 1. Breaking long document down into like a framework. Index them. Format them such a way. Some people use sections. Section 5, section 6, multi-level. Some people can apply what we call multi-level listing and all that. So this after this, you now go towards design and build a full platform. We are still under that. So this whole phase 5, for me, I think for you guys, I might consider it just optional. So design entire macro tool for different info. Agro policies. Now, you might be able to create special back-end functions and expose them to GPT via tools. Now, at this point, we are talking about working with experienced developers as well. Create specialized, but see, not all GPTs that will need this. So this is, look at phase 5, design and build the full platform. You're no longer like I explore like a GPT, a custom GPT. So just take note of that. So don't worry yourself if this area begins to, but because we have to cover everything. There's someone in this class that's really thinking of a product that he build and he might need developers. And so you need to know, you become a project developer for that particular project as well. So you can see that there are projects across board. So while I'm in Abuja, there is a friend here that works for NMPC. So we are gisting yesterday. So he was like telling me how he has been able to automate some process that, with a click of a button, the Excel will put the data because they have this presentation that is repetitive about there's an index that comes in. They usually look at the trend, what happened this week, as regards their unit cost and stuff like that. So he was actually very happy that he has been able to say there's an Excel. Once he clicks, he puts data. There are macros in Excel that will do the whole clean data cleaning and all those kind of things, and do the plotting. Not only that, do the plotting, he has connected the plotting a um to a PowerPoint. So what he does now is to just import that information to the Excel and click the button. Everything is done. So why am I saying this, right? He now mentioned that the problem he's having is that everything that has to do with numbers, that he has solved that one, that everybody's like even, applauding him for that. He said, but when it came to number, he's very helpless. Say, now there, me, I smile. Say, the lion has entered my own this thing, let me shoot. So I know that he lacks the knowledge and exposure to know that text-based analysis now is not really a problem. So what I told him today, have you ever wondered being the first, probably in the whole of NFTs, that will like create a custom GPT that will solve the problem of your units, and everybody will start making use of it? I gave him ideas. See, wow, that you can see. Now we are going into what you can make AI do. So at the end of the day, what if you want to go to the next level? Because I have made this presentation to you guys, you now know that at some point you might need developers to help you build certain things in the back end. You describe what you want. Okay. Some of the APIs and tools can go into agro policy research, program eligibility checker, financing option finder, commodity price lookup, logistic routes, etc. Research finding and all that. So you could see all the information. Then multi-personal orchestration, right? Add logic, ask up from who are you today with options of each persona. Okay, so for instance, store user role in a conversation metadata. And again, it needs to be adapted. Okay, which tools are called now? All those tools that I put in the other step, there are some tools that are meant for investors. There are some tools that are meant for different personas. You begin to map all these things. Okay, you're not going to do all the work. Well, let's move away from the technical aspect of it. Once it is 8 o'clock, we might call or maybe 15 minutes after 8, we might call our people that prepare, but there's a lot to be covered here. Please pay attention. So we are going to face this UX and workflow design by persona. All those project managers at the beginning, pay attention. Oh. Pay attention very, very well at this point. All those, I want to be a project manager, I'm a project manager, and all that. So, number one, Mama, season ask what crop state and blah blah blah. You can do questionnaire, return plans, windows, and all that. Get this information, document it very well. It's going to be part of the thing you're going to be uploading. Investors, you need to ask questions. I'm not going to read out all these things, but have it in mind that this is not a joke. Now people begin to realize that all the things you enjoy, some people actually suffered to get them there. State zone, capital size, crop versus value chain of interest. Okay. Return 2 to 3 value chain program opportunities, associate MDAs, ministry departments and agencies, build examples that are there, Bank of Industry. Okay. Supplier. Okay. You need to start defining this, because when you want to build something, you need to define the persona. The US people understand. US workflow design. Design a pre-built workflow beyond pure chats. Okay. Now I'm going to share this document. Please go through it. I don't want to bore everybody. I'm trying to make sure I keep to time. Okay. So governance, evaluation, continue. So we are getting closer to the end of this whole thing. Handle accuracy safety policy. Please check for certain terms that might cause problem and all that. Policies, subsidies, and scheme change always. So you need to be time sensitive. Remember, I said from so and so date to so and date, make sure you are explicit about it so it will not transfer wrong information. Okay. If a law has been phased out, make sure your metadata includes the fact that the law has been phased out. As for the date, if user is planning around a deadline, okay, encourage checking the official website or office for final confirmation. Okay. Now, sorry, certainty message. If information is ambiguous or outdated, say based on current available, see, you are kind of pre-training this thing for governance, right? You don't want to lay claim to anything. Okay. Here is what I know. By putting that first phrase, you have actually indemnified yourself. Okay. Ethics and compliance. No promotion of illegal chemical. Now when you're on your own for export and all that, you need to know what is prohibited statutorily. Okay, under the government, there are also things that you need to consider, like matrix and evaluation plan. That's step 16. The coverage, the user satisfaction is, so you need to consider some of these metrics. Is it wide coverage, local coverage, part of matrix? User satisfaction. So you might include rating. That's why a lot of people include rating in their stuff. Resolution rate, you check. That's why you see whenever ChatGPT gives you a prompt, it asks you a question, is this what I want? You say, no, please don't do this. It is after this, you ask you, do you want me to do this thing? Blah, blah, blah. You say, okay, yes, go ahead. Blah, blah, blah. This is because of what? Resolution. Now you need to do hallucination checks. This thing is ChatGPT. It's smart though, but remember, it is still intelligence that is artificial. It's not natural intelligence. So it might veer off and start talking a lot of things. Anyway, some of this veering off also depends on the quality of the prompts that is added there. Okay. So use this to add missing documents, because when you review all these things, okay, if your evaluation is low, it means you need to do. Remember, you want people to use this thing, right? So you have to do the work. Five missing documents, adjust the system prompt instruction, decide when to add another tool or data source, two data source, two data source. Remember, we talk about API. There are tools like market pricing. You can plug it in, it can stream information from there and be able to use it to generate. For stage 7 again, content and data updates strategy. Is it quarterly? Is it seasonal? Okay, is it ad hoc when major program, or crisis emerge, something like that. So we are gradually coming to the end of it. Scale, right? Scale means, man, you have tested this more, it's time to go into the market. So sometimes you need partnership and even monetization. So another prompt I can give is just, okay, having gotten all these things, how can I monetize the platform? Give me 20 different, or give me 5 different business model. And if someone invests so and so amount of, because if you're going to do this custom, what if we employ like 2 people and you are now the third person and you are going to take like a month to do this thing? Do you think they'll be clapping for you? No. So you need to look at the models, right? Go get direct data. Now, why you need partnership, not just for money. They are like National Bureau of Statistics. If they have an API, that's one of the API I want to get, because they have a lot of information. So again, when you are asking people to do something for you, you probably need to consider what will it, what will be there for my potential partners. Okay, what would they gain? So sometimes you need to, there's a project I'm pursuing now. I have like a bank in the project and an agency in the project. So I've outlined where their benefits are. Don't go to any table of negotiation without balancing. There's what they call win-win. You win and I win. So look at revenue model. Like I said, you need to look at revenue model. Even if you start it as a freemium, it's going to be free. Everybody uses, you must be thinking. Whatever you have started using free sometime, they give you Google email free of charge for you to buy get Android, because without a Gmail you cannot operate Android. All of a sudden they say, that Gmail also, it actually has a cloud storage, so your cloud storage, your box is full. Now you got the Gmail, oh. As they're giving you Gmail, I'm giving you, I think 15 gig. You go and store. You're now 14 point something. They say, man, pay. You see, they use that free something to trap you, and eventually you have to pay. Because if you don't pay, your email inbox will stop functioning. They say you cannot, or some of you have experienced what I'm saying. So, okay, let's snap back to reality. So what I'm saying is that you need to figure out what your revenue model, okay, could be. You can even ask ChatGPT. So this kind of say, how do I make money with it? So congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't get everything, I'm going to share the document first, right? But you are going to see a task when we have graded. Tomorrow I'm going to make sure that I grade anybody I don't grade tomorrow. Sorry, please, don't call me, because I want everyone to be on the same page. Then I will give a very um useful tasks that will combine everything that we have been gathering from the beginning till now. Okay, so we're going to try this thing out. Maybe I could take questions before, because I remember I said we are going to give like this is 2 minutes after 8, so we are going to give like 5 minutes to each of the guys. So there are A, B, C. So these are the final three that we're presenting today. So before that, let me stop sharing. All right. Please, I hope I've not been talking to myself.
No, sir, you've not been talking to yourself.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So I know this is more of but theory is needed. If I do this thing, I'm going to confuse a lot of people. So this is my method. In one of the classes, I might dwell more on the essence. So what I did now is to trigger your curiosity. Yes, I want to trigger your curiosity so that you go home thinking, man, what have I been thinking all this while? Why can't I do this thing? Remember, Lawrence cannot tell you what to do with this thing. Trust me. I can only use a tour guide. I can only guide you to this tour. So, if there are no questions, please refer to this thing. So I'm going to be calling. I don't know whether the person is here. It's 10K. That's going to be, it's just a start price stuff. It's just to keep the class lively. Okay, I didn't put the names here, but these are the three according to your voting. So after your presentation today, I'm going to still share the voting link as well. So you can now vote finally, and then we'll be presenting the gifts on Tuesday. So I don't know who is in charge of. If you are not here, that's a very good way of disqualifying yourself. So Project A, congratulations, you have been selected as finalist. Orbit Earth Strategy. I built a space data for Earth solution leveraging NASA's Earth observation data, space biology research, and commercial space insight to address global challenges and advance exploration on Earth and space. Better come and defend this thing. You can use it to know the quality of air and water anywhere in the world. So is the person here? You have 5 minutes to go. So Sophia said, God's confused in the middle is a whole lot to swallow. Yes, of course. When you're hearing something for the first time, it's going to be a whole lot. That is why you're in this class. You can now see. I am sure, Sophia, you have been using ChatGPT, 3 of us. I want you to answer in the chat. Sophia, Susan. True. So you have used that now. In the same thing you have been using is a whole lot to swallow. But it has been there watching. I like that feeling. Thank you very much. You're making me feel good. I like how you are confused, right? I am very, very happy that you are confused in a good way, right? That confusion is what I mean by triggering your curiosity. I am here to trigger, I am here to provoke you. I am not here to make you feel good. I am here to provoke everyone. So I like the fact that you are confused. So I am very, very happy. So that confusion will lead to what? Curiosity. It's only when your confusion does not lead to curiosity that's a problem. So Susan, I'm sure that by the next time, you know, some of you are going to leave this class now, going to rushing to YouTube. Some of you are going to come back next week knowing more than me as far as custom GPT is concerned. So yeah, I like that. Sorry, can we move on? You see, this person is not here. Please identify yourself. Okay, thank you very much. So let's go to the next one. Is Edu AI here? Is a school that has everything built inside it. If none of you are here, thank God, though, I will save my money. That would be fantastic. It uses AI for virtually everything, like feedback session, Q&A, etc. It allows everyone, irrespective of your destination, to connect with other learners. Are you here? Edu AI. Okay. Thank God, though. Like I'm going to save my money. Somebody say if they are shy, waiting concern me, concern shy. I'll be shy, you. At least your shy will save me my 10K. All right. The person is not here. Oh, fine. How? Oh, wait. Somebody say I came forth. I can present my own. Yeah, maybe. Maybe yes. Um. Okay, let me go to the last one. Sign. I think we'll take an early closure today. I was reserving this time for you. Plant it. Are you here? Your smart AI plant doctor and care companion. I don't want to read this long thing. You talk it yourself. Overtaking is allowed. So plant it. Are you here? Wow, this is interesting. Those that attend class. Somebody say my question is quantum mechanics, as in teleportation and all possible with AI. Yeah, this one is watching too much. Waiting they call am. All these Captain America. Then. Time travel as the alternate universe. Which one is the quantum mechanics? And this one, the Ant-Man. Sorry, I don't know. What I'm teaching here is AI for agri. How did this concern this agriculture I just treated today? Which one is teleportation? You want join court? I mean, nobody is teleporting anywhere. All those things you watch is in movies. So it's natural intelligence hallucination. Okay, all of them are not here. Thanks goodness. Wow. So I have 10K saved. I am not going to call the fourth person because we need to keep our, maybe if we can, we are going to reserve the money and do another one. Probably now I've taught custom GPT. People might begin to think deeper than, people might have ideas. So these people have created opportunity for another person. So the money is not going to be given to anybody. Okay, I am here for free cash. No, overtaking is allowed. One person will just collect this money like this. Hey, see now, if you actually, well, I don't know. So they are not here. They are not here. They are not here. They are not here.
I'm
So
here, sir.
please, who are you, ma?
Plant it.
Okay, plant it. Or yeah, fire down. Maybe you are the lucky one. Just this is 8:10, right? Oh yeah, 5 minutes. Somebody said she came late. Okay, did somebody call her to come and collect the money? But did you just join the class?
No, sir.
Okay, what's
I
your
was having
okay?
a brief
Introduce
network
yourself.
issue.
I'm going to stop sharing. Let's hear from you. If you have this thing to share, it's fine. So I'm going to stop sharing and let's hear from you. All right, fire down.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Safiya Muhammad, and I am a product designer. Today, I'm excited to share my crazy AI idea, which is Project Plant It. Plant It is an AI-powered plant doctor. When I say Plant It, when I say Plant It is an AI-powered plant app, it doesn't mean that the whole app is controlled by AI. It means the app uses AI as one of its core features, and but also the app has other non-AI features like
Sorry, is it only me? I can't hear her again.
hello, can you hear me? Sorry.
I can't hear you again.
Okay, Safia, go ahead.
Okay,
We'll
sir, can you
stop
hear
hearing
me
you for a
now?
moment.
Yes,
Okay. My inspiration came from it's actually something personal. My mom is a passionate plant lover. Whenever she plants, some of her plants die or they turn yellow, and then or she sees spots on them, and then she spends hours online trying to like guess what's wrong, and most of the information online can be confusing or too technical, and then it she ends up being discouraged. So I realized if she struggles, many plant owners also do. So the problem that plant owners face is that plant problems are stressful.
Can't hear you again.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Go ahead.
Okay. There's too much conflicting information online, and people misdiagnose their plants, and it can make things worse actually. So diagnosing the problems of the plant is also stressful. So the solutions I came up with are plant it can solve problems instantly by just taking a photo of the plant, and then the AI analyzes the image, which which is it can detect issues like maybe pests, diseases, nutrient deficiencies for the plant, and then it also gives a step-by-step treatment guide, no guesswork and less stressful. So the key features is that apart from the AI feature, we have also personalized care reminders, a plant library, progress tracking, also a cart where you can buy plants, seeds. The impact for this is it saves people's plants, it reduces stress, boosts confidence, and also it makes plant care enjoyable.
Are you done?
No, sir.
Eh?
No, sir. So what I feel makes the idea crazy is that using AI to treat house plants at home, it combines technology and then also it combines nature and everyday life in a way most people don't expect. So thank you for listening. Also, plant it may look simple, but it solves a real frustration for plant lovers. So I believe it's a project with heart impact and also a kind of innovative idea. I'm happy to answer your question, sir.
Okay, not only my question, other people might have questions. Since you're already one, so the prize is already yours. So anybody that didn't show up, you are not lucky. Um, my first question is why are you limiting it to house plant lovers? I don't know how much of a niche is specific to plant house lovers. That's the only question. I'm wondering why. Maybe is this something that we can consider? You can write it down if you don't have answer to the question, sure. That's the only question. I don't know whether any other person has a question. Please indicate by raising up your hand, and then we'll allow you to speak. So that's mine. Okay. I don't know about because I don't know about I don't I don't plant anything. Yeah. In fact, the place I'm living is not even my own to start with. So um maybe there are ignorance is something that we need to pay close attention to. Maybe you don't know about this area. They might even have association of home plant that I don't even know about. So Judith, go ahead. Your hand is up.
Okay, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening to the presenter. Is the solution an app? That's my first question.
Yes, it's an app.
Okay. So is it available? Will it be available on Play Store? To me, the market, except awareness is created, to me, the market is not like a pressing need for us, especially this Nigerian market. People are basically looking for how to survive, how to generate wealth. So how will you make profit, or how will you make it something that is an essential that every household will want to make use of it, especially people that don't even have space to grow plants? Thank you.
All right. So over to you, the presenter. Is she still on the call?
She's having serious network glitch.
Yeah, I can even see two devices in her name. So I'm sure that
Hello.
okay, did you get the question? I think it's similar to mine, so you can answer two of them at the same time.
Mm, well, I haven't thought about that too. The marketing strategy.
So is it a hobbyist kind of thing? It must not. If it's a hobby, tell people it's a hobby. Also, see, there are people that build something for fun. Like, you can actually say no, it's not for market or something. But if it's for market,
No,
I think
it's
the
not a
question is valid.
hobby actually. It's not a hobby.
Come again.
It's not a hobby.
Oh, you want to take it
I would love to
serious?
make it, yes, I would love to make it an app, a real app, but I haven't thought about the marketing strategy.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, so there's going to be, since you have not thought about it, I don't need to go down there because Judy's question is very valid. What is your market? What they are telling, what is your market share? That's another way of asking that question, but it's fine. There's no need going down that route because I remember I called this a crazy idea, not a crazy business. I know all those words you saw there was technically crafted. Um, so for me, I think okay, there's no hand up. There's no other hand up, which means people are wait to Judith, is it the old hand or new one? Hello. Can anyone hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I hear you.
Gigi, I'm asking whether your hand is still up. Oh. Are you aware? Okay, it's down now. All right, thank you very much. I think the prize will go to you. Congratulations. Imole, you collect her number, account number. There are some people that want, okay, I will try and settle all of you this night. I've been traveling up and down. Judith, your hand is up. Do you want to make a remark?
Yes, I want to. Um, I want to say that the solution is fine, but for a market in Africa like that, I don't see her scaling the solution. If it's in the Western world where they value like gardening, it's like an essential, it's something very, very important to them. So this kind of solution, I see that maybe over time you can get your friends to get it, but over its sustainability, I don't see it because we Nigeria, how many people have even eaten enough that we even be thinking of gardening, even paying for something that will help them to garden? But if it was something that has to do with agriculture, just like the GPT you were talking about, something that can help farmers, you know, produce better yield or in higher quantity, I think that solution will really do well. That's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that is valid. CodeCamp. Okay, Imole, your hand is up. Then after Imole, Adeboyega. Sorry, Adeboyega, your hand is down now. Do you want to speak? Imole, go ahead. CodeCamp.
Okay, I really beg to differ. Yes, you might say majority cannot afford it, but there is a market in Nigeria for it. Um, it's not everybody in Nigeria that is struggling. You just need to know your target audience and go to them. In this same Nigeria, some people are paying a school fees of what of 10 million naira per child, and they have 3 children. In this same Nigeria, people are sending their children out of the country to study, and they are paying heavily. It depends on how you present the value of what you're selling and if you are meeting the right people. So, do we have the market in Nigeria? Absolutely, yes. Can she locate a market that she can sell that to? 100% correct. She just needs to know how to position herself, have a unique selling point, know what the value she's offering, and go and meet a target audience. Thank you.
Okay, it's getting more interesting. Adeboye, you are raising your hand and bringing it down. What's going on? Wisdom. When I'm about calling you, I'll no longer see your hand. Are you boboing us? Do you want to speak? This is 8:23. All right, so let me just summarize. So this is not really a pitching competition or something. If it's pitch, man, trust me, I go. I'll have enough questions for you. This is just a crazy idea contest. And the question people are asking is actually crazy because when Elon Musk say I'm going to take rocket to space and bring it back, people are going to ask you how many, or remember when they said are going to be doing space tourism. People were laughing. They say people never chop, we won't do space tourism. My brothers and sisters, I want people to go and Google. They've booked Virgin Atlanta. What did he call his own? Ah, there's a space. What's the name? Oh, is it Blue something? I can't remember. So Virgin Atlanta has its own. Guess what? It has been booked like the customers, okay, outnumber the demand, the demand. They booked it to the end of, I can't remember. Just go and do, because I don't like saying things that are not factual. But space travel that people are saying that people are not eating well and everything, they actually booked it. Elon Musk was going to build what's it called? Tesla, right? The price was premium. But my brother, some people are buying cyber trucks even in Nigeria here. So imagine number of people have bought cyber trucks. Do you know how much is one? How much one is? So um, but again, Elon Musk was able to convince the world that it's viable. That's the thing. So it's all about the presentation as well and how you're able to locate your marketing, like you said. So that's why I said, for me, on the surface, I think I agree with Judith. You understand? But what if I'm agreeing, like, what if I'm saying what I'm saying based on ignorance? I don't even know. You understand? So I better reserve because this is not a what's it, not a pitching event. So if it's a pitching event, I'll ask more questions from the answers. Again, I want people to notice something, right? Today, when I was presenting, let me just share my experience before the class. When I was presenting I was at the national headquarters of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I was presenting today, right? Now, there is a particular assessor, they call them assessor, like a judge, that there's something I said that he was kind of doubting whether it's. So he waited for me to finish my presentation, then he asked a question, right? Luckily for me, the question he asked, there's what they call backup slide. Like after your thank you still have some slides in case, so that your slide is not long. So you can trigger their curiosity and they can now ask you question. Now I opened that slide. Let me just summarize. He was actually like thinking that I was hallucinating, about my project. It's actually a crazy one. So when I brought that slide and explained it, I'm sure, the way the man was nodding, he's going to give me the high score. So people can start by doubting what you are saying is genuine. They can doubt it genuinely because the question he asked me was a genuine question, right? Something that, okay, he started with asking me, do you know what they call user? I can't remember that question, but the answer was that the guy needed a unit. See, it's true that there's a way they ask the question, but the answer to the question is knowing what the unit cost is, so that you can, get your selling price and then sell it at profit. And when you sell it at profit, okay, how long would you take you to get? So the man did not know that I've done my economics. So there's an economics this thing where I had my payback period, net present value, return on investment, and internal rate of return. So I went there and I gave him all the figures. The guy was now, oh, yeah, why didn't you put your sister? You can see now from doubting the thing, the man was not saying, okay, you can even, that was when I was shocked. Somebody that was asking me a question now I started suggesting, why you can even give it to these people that can use it. Have you talked to these people? The other people say, okay, so enough is enough. Like the man wanted to. And after the presentation, he collected my number. He said he wanted. So if you are not open, you might think that the person is coming to oppose you, maybe for your hand and everything. But he collected my number. And you could see that that question he asked, he knew that, okay, that he wants to talk to some people in his own state. Maybe I can come and make a presentation and see that he has a friend in this particular ministry and all that. So, well, I'm just sharing my experience. So, people asking questions, you actually have to allow. I don't know. I am very, very new to this. So we are going to end it here. I have fulfilled you're going to collect your prize irrespective. Other people did not show up. That's how the kingdom of God is. So I'm not going to look back. I need to close it out and move on. Next class, we are going to developing our own GPT. You understand? A lot of people are confused. I really like the confusion so that you can come to the next class and listen. I'm all over to you. Thank you so much for being part of the class today.
All right, thanks everyone. So uh, we'll see in the next class.